Hi, I'm Tim Greiner with Greiner Game Calls. I'd like to explain to you a little bit about the open reed deer call. Now, this is a call that I started making, and it has great range, starting with a big buck all the way to a fawn. The way these calls are manufactured is your lip stop is down here at the wood. There's also an adjustable O-ring that I'll show you later. Start off with the first call, which is going to be a large buck. The large buck. Uh, the ring that you see on the bottom of the call here is for your hand. I make a little in the webbing of my hand, and then I make a tube. I use my other hand to close that off, and then I can use my hand to modulate the sound. The first call is going to be a big buck. Now that's just a tending grunt. Another call you might hear that deer make might be a series of calls, which would just be grunt, grunt, grunt when he's actually chasing that doe. Now, when he's really upset, he might do what we call the roar, which is a little bit longer. That's when he's really upset, and that's actually challenging other deer that are in the area. Those large bucks may also do a snort wheeze. This call, we just turn it around. You have your snort wheeze. Now we want to sound like a little bit smaller buck, so we're going to roll this O-ring up. There's a little notch on the back, several notches, and if you roll it up just one level, we're going to get a medium buck. And again, we'll roll that up just one more notch, and we're going to get a small buck. We're still using the same lip stop. Now the next notch, we roll that O-ring up. We're going into the doe category. Does will make several sounds. One of the first things that you want to make is just your basic doe bleat. That's what you just heard. A doe will also do a come here call. The come here call is more like come here. And what occurs then is you'll hear the dominant doe will make that noise and bring the other doe into the area. That is very effective when you're trying to call other doe in, and during the rut, if we call more doe in, chances are one of those doe may be in heat, and if we have one that's in heat, then we're also going to be pulling in a buck. So you may have the opportunity to fill both tags. All right, if we roll that up one more notch, now we're getting into the range where I would say we're in the doe and heat category. You want it to be fairly short. As that call gets longer, it starts getting more into a distress call. That's a place we don't want to go. Now this call takes very, very little air. It's just a gradual exhale. Again, we're using the same lip stop. So if we roll that up to the very top notch, now we're into what we call the fawn. All right, so this call is very, very versatile, and you have the opportunity to go from big buck all the way to fawn. One of the things I like most about the open reed call is the opportunity to switch from one call to the next very quickly. Once you learn how much air and how to use the call, you don't need to roll the O-ring up to the notches. Just feel the notches on your lip and make the change. So we can go from a buck grunt to a doe grunt, or go from a doe grunt to a buck real quick. So the Greiner game call, to me, is one of the most versatile calls you're going to have. And for $50, this can be yours. If you have any problems with the call, you just get in touch with me.